Good afternoon. Today is October the 28th, 2021. This is Crossing the Lines with the calculator, Mr. 411. What's going on, Calc?
Greetings and salutations, Mr. 411. Just trying to, drop some information to some people.
That's right. All right. Well, on this Thursday of October 28th, 2021, we're going to cross those lines. All right, calculator, it's time for the friendly wagers. But before we do that, we'd like everybody to like us, hit subscribe, and hit those notification buttons. And if you need to know how to do it, here's the visual for you. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Hey, 411, I gotta also add the reason that notification needs to be clicked is because you want to follow this as soon as possible because lines change every second. So we try to get the best possible lines when we can.
Good point, calculator. And with that said, we better go ahead and get it out there then so they
Yes,
can
sir.
rush over there and make the picks. So, first matchup of the day, for this weekend, Cincinnati at Tulane. Why did you pick this matchup and who's going to cover, man?
Oh yeah, well I had to pick this matchup just for the mere fact that this is a weak opponent in Tulane with a horrible defense, which is exactly the opponent since he needs for style points to get considered for any possible playoff positioning, right? To try and be one of those non-top five, non-power five teams in there. And if you are a follower of this podcast, we took Cincinnati 2 weeks ago. And even though they covered that one with ease, I specifically stayed away from the Bearcats last week because I thought correctly, I might add, that they would have tough time with Navy's unique offense last weekend. After the game, Cincy coach Luke Fickle commented that his team needs to finish better, and that is music to my ears, and thus gives me some confidence in laying such a big number at 24 and a half. Add to that, Tulane's quarterback Michael Pratt is currently in concussion protocol, and he might even miss the game, which this has the makings of a blowout. So hey, even if he passes protocol, I still think this is a 28, at least 4 touchdowns, even if the quarterback does come back. So Cincinnati wins by at least 4 touchdowns. I feel more if the quarterback in there. So I say, hey, let's jump on the line quickly. That thing's already up, could be up to 26 as of the end of this tonight. So get in while you can. Give up to 24 and a half. This is an easy cover by the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah, it should be a 20. It should be up by 28 by the second period, man.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is a lot of people forget. Remember that first game of the year, Tulane come out on fire. They had to change,
Yeah,
venues.
Oklahoma.
Gave Oklahoma all they could handle. But this is one of the few teams that, as the season went on, they got worse.
Yeah,
I've
this is
never seen
this.
anything like it.
Yeah, this is like a layup here.
Yeah,
It's like a definite layup. And if you're Shaq's height and it's a layup, it's easy.
yeah,
It's easy. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. So you got to take advantage of this one right here, man. I love this one, calculator.
yes,
All right, all right. Well, let's talk about the UFC nights there at Temple. And I know we've had Temple on the show a few times
yeah,
already as well.
yeah.
So speak on
But
that, calculator.
yeah, they're one of the punching bags we like to take advantage of every now and then. And although it is kind of hard to gauge some teams after a key player like a quarterback is out, but since UFC's quarterback Gabriel went out for the year, they have actually decided to turn to their ground game and has had found some success lately. And it appears that we talk about matchups and all this, right? Temple has a decent pass defense, but that's not going to help them with UFC's newfound ground game. If USF South Florida can beat the Owls by 20, I have seen no reason why UCF can't do the same because I have actually UCF even without Gabriel a tier above USF. All right,
Really?
so I just don't see how the Owls can score enough to keep this one competitive, and it's only 10 and a half. So anything under 2 touchdowns, I'm comfortable with. So yeah, swallow the 10 and a half on this one and take the UCF Knights to put a little distance between them in the third quarter and just pound out the game the rest of the way in the fourth quarter. And like I said, Temple, I don't see having the firepower to keep up with that. So yeah, I don't mind giving up 10.5, even though I would rather have 10, but like I said, anything under 14, that key number 14, I still feel comfortable with. So yeah, take the UCF Central Florida Knights
Yeah,
minus 10.5 against the Temple Owls.
it should be a good night during the day.
Yes, sir. 12 o'clock.
Yes. All right. And that's going to be on ESPN Plus. So I'll be tuned into that one. All right. Bowling Green. We're going bowling. Bowling Green at Buffalo. So we have Bowling Green and Buffalo. Interesting matchup. 13.5 spread here. What's up with this one,
Yeah.
calculator?
This was I used one of sometimes I like to look at common opponents before, when I start looking into these teams. And hey, this was a simple one. Buffalo just whooped Akron 45-10 last week, while Akron whipped Buffalo just 3 weeks ago 45-10. But hey, you might say, calculator. Past results shouldn't be used to predict the future. And I say, hey, you're right. So let's look at it this way. Buffalo has scored 27 more points 4 straight games. Bowling Green hasn't topped 27 all year. Buffalo is also 13-5 against the spread in the last 18 as a favorite, and 14-4 against the spread as a home favorite since 2017. Buffalo wins this one by 3 touchdowns, and I'm only have to give up 2. Take the Bulls and give up 13.5. Again, key under that number. We always talk about key numbers. That 14. This is a hook under that. So hey, if you can get it at 13.5, I would take it now. But even if it gets up to 14, don't be shied off on it. So because I think they'll win by a good 17, 21 points. So give us a little cushion in that. So yeah, let's take a Buffalo minus the 13.5.
Okay. All right. My goodness, you are on a roll today,
Oh,
calculator.
I
On a
like it.
roll. All right. North Texas, the Mean Green. I love that name. They're at the Rice Owls. But it looks like it's a hotly contested matchup here, according to Vegas. Just 2.5 spread. Which way you going on this one?
Well, see, this one kind of popped out because I love to take advantage of overreactions, and an overreaction in the market is so that the books like to try and take advantage, thinking people are going to overreact. I don't like to overreact for one. I like to take advantage, and go the other way. Every now and then, the owl. Well, so we'll look at what caused the overreaction, in my opinion. The Owls upset UAB last week, 30-24, but it was one of the more statistically fluky wins of the year. We got to look at underlying metrics when we make our decisions, right? All right. Well, hey, UAB outgained Rice by an average of 8.2 yards per play and 4.9 per yards rushing, right? But handed Rice an early 13-point lead via a big kickoff return and a lost fumble on the Blazers' first snap. It's 514 points right off the bat. They also UAB missed a short field goal and turned the ball over down twice. Those are very hard to replicate week to week. North Texas, don't get me wrong, they're not good by any stretch of the imagination. But the Mean Green have exceeded expectations twice in the last 3 games, in a 13-point loss to Missouri and a 9-point loss to Liberty, each of which was very closer than what the scores indicated. And to be honest, I just think the Mean Green are just flat better than Rice, regardless of where this game is being played. I think the Mean Green win outright. So if I think the team's going to win outright and they're going to get 2.5 points, I'm going to take it all day long. Mean Green on the road as a dog. Take it. It's live.
Wow. All right. We have a live dog here. All right. Interesting matchup, calculator. You give me a reason to watch this game now, man. I mean,
I like to give people reasons to watch those nondescript games that you can only find on ESPN Plus.
absolutely. But you know what? I do have a reason to watch this, and everyone should have a reason to watch this. Our sponsor for today, Heavenly Spa Mobile, 2484 Ingleside Avenue, Building A, Suite 101A, Macon, Georgia, 31204. LaTanya Rainey can be reached at 478-747-9231. That is 478-747-9231. Heavenly Spa Mobile, where relaxation is the key. And if you don't believe me, listen to her.
Hi, I'm Latanya with Heavenly Spa Mobile. I'm a licensed massage therapist and owner. I've been practicing 18 years. If you're in need of any stress relief, tension, muscle, body aches, or just want to relax, you need to get yourself a massage. And please come check me out again at Heavily Spa Mobile. I'm located at 2484 Ingleside Avenue. And I can be reached at 478-747-9231. Or you may go online to heavylspamobile.com. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. You heard it there. You heard it from the woman herself. All right. Heavenly Spot Mobile. And don't forget, calculator, tell your friends. Everybody that's listening, tell your friends. Look at the intro special. It's just $70. And as you said the other day, calculator, the massage is not only just for an hour, even though that's great, but it lasts you throughout the week.
Throughout the week, feel like a new person. You get like this, like a weight off your shoulder, and you walk a little bit, a little bit faster, a little bit higher up, right? You're just feeling good.
Yeah. Just how good I'm gonna feel when I get all, win all these friendly wagers here and fatten my pockets. Really gonna be feeling good, calculator.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, you know what time it is, man.
Yo, I like it. I'm ready.
You already know what time it is.
I'm ready for one. Do it.
It's that time. Oh man, it's jackpot time.
And Miss 401, I don't like to brag or bring attention to myself, but
no, you don't.
But man, we have been smoking hot on our jackpot picks this weekend, and we're going to try and keep it going.
Keep it rolling, calculator. And you pick your favorite team there, the Florida State Seminoles at Clemson.
Yes.
Wow, this is interesting. Do tell.
And a lot of people might think think of me going because I'm a self-proclaimed Florida State fan, but hey, they're rebuilding, right? And but let's. I'm going to tell a story. I like to, I love the stories, Mr. 411. And since this is jackpot, I had to go a little bit extra on this one so that people would actually believe in what I feel, right? Albert Einstein famously said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Exactly.
Well, Mr. 411, you might have to commit me because I think I'm insane because I am going to back a team that is 0-7 against the spread this season.
Oh my goodness.
And they have failed to cover 8 straight dating back to last year, right? Clemson has yet to top 19 points of regulation against an FBS opponent. I know that. At 4-3, they've already lost more games than any time during the season since 2014. I know that. Yes. Their leading running back is out with COVID-19 protocols. Their best lineman just tore their ACL out for the year, and a dozen other scholarships players will miss the game. Okay. But the back is up against the wall. This has to be the get game right, Mr. 41. I'm telling you, yes. I was burned last week when I picked them against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I said last week this is when they get it right. That every week Dabo Swinney's been promising the Clemson Tigers are this close, and every week the Clemson offense looks like a traffic jam on I-75 in downtown Atlanta. And for those people that know what I'm talking about, it's 7 lanes and nobody's moving. Right?
Nobody.
Nobody. But this time it's going to be different. I'm going to tell you why. First, the Tigers really have looked a little bit better offensive late. Against BC, had a season high in yardage. Against Syracuse, Ukulele, I call him, probably has his most effective game throwing the ball. And if it wasn't for an awful drop by Will Shipley last week, Clemson should have been up 14-0 on Pitt early. And then, hey, who knows what would have happened after that. This is never going to evolve into an offense that was once led by Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence. But at some time, and perhaps this week, I think they can score 30. But the big reason I really back Clemson here is the defense. As improved as FSU has looked over the last 3 games, it has been distinctly a one-note offense. Jordan Travis runs, Jashawn Corbin runs, no one catches the ball. That is a recipe for success against Brett Vulnerable and the Clemson D, right? Heck, the Tigers defense might score more than the offense in this one. And the the jury is out on Clemson. I understand that. The public has decided the Tigers aren't going to fix what's wrong this year, and they might be right. But 10 points against an FSU team that hasn't beaten Clemson since 2014, that has started 0-4, that has a passing attack at nearly as anemic as any team Clemson has seen this week. That's an overreaction, and I think this week Clemson shows it a few things out. Hey, I'm doing something insane. I'm betting Clemson to cover again this week. And not only that, I'm even more insane because I'm making it my jackpot pick, Mr. 411.
You're putting the streak on the line here, calculator.
Yes. And you know what? I feel good about it.
Wow,
that's what's crazy. And I'm a Florida State fan. That's what's so bad. People say, hey, but when it comes to friendly wagers, you gotta take your heart out of the situation and go with your head. And the head is telling me everything is pointing for Clemson to get right this week. And it's a small number at 10 points. So I really like Clemson at home this week.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, for you to go get your own team in this case, and all the weeks that Clemson has not covered yet, to do that, this really has to be it. So
yeah.
I mean, we got to roll with it.
And you know what? One more thing I want to add. A lot of people might not know this, or remember this, but being a Florida State fan, I remember this. FSU ducked Clemson last year, was making all excuses so they didn't have to play. And I have a feeling Dabo Swinney might be having a little of that pent up energy. So if he has a chance to run up the score, he's not going to kneel in a victory formation. He's going to put as many points on the board as he can.
All right. And there you see it right there. Clemson Tigers are hosting the Florida State Seminoles, the Calculators team, hosting them this Saturday, 3:30 p.m. And you'll be able to watch that game. It'll be available on one of the major networks. But 3:30 p.m. Check this one out.
Yeah, that's going to be on ESPN. ESPN 1, the main one.
Oh yeah, so you can't miss that one.
That's right.
All right, and oh man, that's the jackpot too, calculator. So,
I like it, Mr. 411.
You're bringing it. Well, guess what? We have two more on the slate here that we got to cover.
Oh yeah.
So let's get the graphic up.
We like to diversify.
Yeah. Now we're heading out west here. Oregon, number 7 in the country. They're hosting the Colorado Buffaloes. And I watched Colorado when they played earlier this season against Texas A&M, and I thought they had a very inspired effort there. So I want to know what your take is on this matchup.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, there is a concern that Oregon could be coming off of a flat spot. Just want to, like I said, don't like to brag, bring attention to myself. But that was our jackpot last week was Cal over Colorado, right? And kind of worked out good. And we also picked Oregon to beat UCLA, which they did and covered.
Yep.
So they could have a legitimate, lag this week since they had to exert a lot of injury in that comeback to beat UCLA for Oregon. But I think this is going to be an absolute beatdown. Colorado is just, in my opinion, a bad football team and has demonstrated its offensive ineptitude throughout the entire season. The Buffs rank in the bottom 5 of 130 FBS teams in points per game and points per play. Wow. They have failed to score more than 14 points in 5 of their losses, and the lone offensive outburst came in home wins over winless Arizona and an FCS school named Northern Colorado. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah. So meanwhile, while not possessing its vintage offensive attack, Oregon is still a team that pressures the defense with speed and pace. The defense should be able to, in my opinion, set up the offense with short fields, and the Ducks should be able to put up plenty of points. You might say, calculator. The Ducks are 0-4 against the spread in the role as a favorite. And I'll say yes, but I think the situation is just too favorable. Colorado is playing consecutive road games, and we correctly predicted, like I said last week, that they were going to get smoked by Cal. They lost 26-3, and they have yet to beat an FBS school on the road. I do not expect much of a fight in the bus. Quack Attack is back. Take it the Ducks. Give up the 24.
Wow, take the Ducks in 24. Okay. Wow, that's going to be a blowout. Okay.
Yep.
I can go with that, calculator. I can go with that. I like that one. All right. Kentucky. Okay, we're in the SEC country here. Kentucky Wildcats at the Mississippi State Bulldogs, 7 p.m. on Saturday. And this is a close one to me, calculator. So which way you going?
Oh, this is a simple. I saw a small spread, so I'm gonna say, okay, let's look and see which team we think is just better when you have such a small spread. And yeah, take 2 to 3 points, give it to the home team, and then make your analysis. Well, in this game, Kentucky enters Saturday's showdown in Starkville with an extra week of preparation and a defense that ranks top 20 in the nation in both scoring defense and opponents per play. On the other sideline stands a Bulldog squad that is 3-7 against the spread over its last 10 games and currently ranks 63rd in the country in scoring offense, 79th in yards per play. Not exactly a typical Mike Leach offense. Kentucky has been impressive all year, even in its loss against number one Georgia on the road. And I think very realistically has a chance to be one loss this season. And I don't see Mississippi State getting in the way of that goal. With the line currently sitting at -1 or at -1, Kentucky -1, just take the team you think is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And even though the game's at Mississippi State, I think Kentucky's the better team, really on both sides of the ball. Yes, Mississippi State got that more explosive offense, but Kentucky can move the ball too. They ran some of those nice plays against the Georgia defense, who's much better than Mississippi State, and I think they'll move the ball. And I think their defense can definitely shut down the Mississippi State quarterback. He's still a young guy, and Rogers, and he he can get flustered. Alabama showed that once he starts getting thing, and he's going to go against that tough Kentucky defense. I think they'll shut him down enough. And like I said, I just think I'm just going to pick the team I think is going to win. So I'm taking Kentucky Wildcats -1.
All right. Basically, a pick them then. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Kentucky -1. All right, calculator. Man, what a slate. What a slate of games this week. I mean, you was on fire, man. You were on fire.
Thank you, 411.
Yes, sir. All right. Look, we have the pink on today.
Yes, sir.
And in the top right-hand corner, breast cancer awareness ribbon is there. You know, you're sporting the shirt. You know, I have on my pinkish shirt. You know, doing the best I can there.
Yes, sir.
But we definitely want to make sure that the awareness is there, and that's why you see the colors on. And we're getting close to the end of the month.
Yep.
But we want to bring it home strong, calculator.
Yes, sir. And we did.
Yes, sir. All right, man. What a slate, man. I appreciate you, calculator, being on. Look, we thank everyone for watching the show. Your friendly wagers. These are friendly wagers. Keep that in mind. But we want you to fatten your pockets. So please check out the show. You can go back to YouTube. You can type in 411 Sports World, and you'll find the shows there. All of our shows. We have the Sports Brothers, Fantasy Football, which calculators on there as well. So you can get your inside information there. But crossing the lines, this is where you're going to fatten your pockets.
Yes, sir.
So on behalf of the calculator, I am Mr. 411. We thank everyone for watching. And we'll see you next week on Crossing the Lines.
See you later. Good night.